Right now, I am lying to you. Oh, yes, I'm telling you the biggest lies ever. And you're thinking, whoa, hold on a minute. It's supposed to be a spiritual channel, isn't it? Yes. And I'll tell you something else. All those other spiritual gurus and guys are lying to you too. Now, before there's this great big stampede to come and get me and hang me by the nearest lamppost for such a heinous outburst, let me just say a few words. Are we, myself and other guys, coming from a good place to help you in the right direction? 100% yes. Do our words have a certain meaning? Well, are they of assistance? 100% yes. But there's one little caveat here, that there's one voice that rings truer than myself and all the others, that will tell you the ultimate truth. So if those telling you the ultimate truth, does that mean what I'm saying and everybody else is saying to you, on a personal level, is incorrect? I have to say yes. And that's quite a big thing to admit. But as I did say at the very beginning of this little video, we are coming from a very good place. So don't panic. You don't have to disassociate yourself with all those people you do listen to, because they will give you the best advice. And I listen to them myself and I trust them implicitly. And I like to think that you will trust me implicitly too. That's if you believe a word I say now. Okay, on that note, let's crack on. Anyone that knows me knows that I start with a haiku, a very quick poem, and then we're going to break it down. There's so much advice and just nowhere to turn to unless I listen. So this is really it, because you look around there, and if you're at a bit of a crossroads in your life, or there's certain things that you'd like to change, we look for assistance, don't we? We look for those people who kind of can give us another angle. One of the things I do, and it's not for everyone's taste, some people don't agree with it, don't believe in it. Hell, once upon a time I was one of them. And that is through the use of cards, like tarot cards or oracle cards, or my own personal favourite, which is the old runes, the old Viking way of wisdom. And how that works, for the uninitiated, it's basically using these as a tool to kind of like work with yourself to give you that guidance that you need. Now, I want to differentiate here between guidance, intuitive guidance, what I do, and you could call it psychic readings. I don't like the word psychic. For me, that's, in my opinion, a little bit too much like parlor tricks. I don't do that. I mean, it's, for me, this is just giving you advice. I much prefer that way of looking at things. But I want to make the difference between a psychic and a medium. When I do talking intuitively, I'm not doing mediumship with you. I'm not bringing in old relatives and that kind of thing, which is what people make that mistake sometimes. They go, well, I want to read it, and I say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to bring in that energy for you. But sometimes I do pick up on it, but I do not classify myself as a selling medium as such. I give that advice, and you'll find a lot of other people do as well. But I also kind of come from the heart as well, without any cards at times. Just listen to people and just give them an opinion. That's what I'm doing today, giving you an opinion. And all those other wonderful guides out there that you will come across do the same thing. Some a lot better than me. I'm humble enough to admit I pipe away in my own little corner, but I'm not up with there with the demigods of the spiritual world. Far from it. I'm a normal bloke, really, just an average guy from um, London town who lives out in Kent these days. But we all come from a good place, and that's what matters. That anyone you listen to comes from that. And I'll tell you a good way of spotting the very best kind of people to work with. It's like when they're talking to you, they will refer to you and you will hear your name a lot more. Now, if I'm talking to you, so I did this, I did that, I'm this wonderful reader who can tell you about, I've got so many years experience. That, my friend, is a person that I will go running and screaming from because it's all about them. It should never be that. It should be about you. And maybe there's some readers who listen to this, oh, I ought to think about that. Please take that on board, because we can all fall into that trap and fall into the trap of that, the super ego. Ego's important for us. We all need a bit of ego, but let it not be like super ego, as I call it. Um, but instead, come from a good place. Come from here. That's my message. And at times, you can look around at all these readers and everything and think, goodness me, where do I go? Because I can guarantee you, if you ever go on social media, and this is a way that you all come crawling out the woodwork. It's like your social media has psychic worms, one of a better word. Um, if you was to say to you, I'd like a reading for you put in a spiritual place for readings, they will pop up like everywhere and give you all these kind of like what they do, everything else, they got experience, blah 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 blah. And you'll be there thinking like, my God, I don't know where to turn. Who would you turn to? You can look on there, you can see review ratings and everything else, and some will be higher than others. But then again, how do you know that those reviews are authentic? It's just like going on Amazon, isn't it? Um, and it can be quite tricky. Once upon a time, I did not believe a word of these readers and such, and here I am doing it years later. And I often think to myself, how the hell did that happen? I still haven't really got an answer to you. But for me, how I find it, I kind of like trusted by chance. The first reader I ever went to, it was at a fair, and I was just drawn to it. And that's, my friends, is how you will be drawn to certain people. Go in with your eyes open, and also, like I said to you at the start, don't believe everything I say. Don't believe everything they'll tell you. I like to think that what someone tells you, you take on board what you think is, yeah, you know what, that makes sense to me. And go from that. And also, don't answer any questions they give you. Have a bit of banter with them. I'm a firm believer in building up a bit of rapport, get a little bit of laughter going. That's important, because there's nothing worse than you going to a reading going like this, pulling a brick wall, because that's barriers. We don't want barriers, but at the same time, I want me to visit. So, what you here for today then? Oh, for a reading. What, you local, are you? Oh no, I actually live in London. And you start giving them like leading questions. So a good reader shouldn't really ask too many questions. They'll just give you what they perceive. And I always see it with readers and also the guides, because really we come into the guides on YouTube and everything else. It's like, do those words resonate with you? And do those words have gravity or gravitas, sorry, and meaning for you? And are you actually getting advice that is useful? If that is the case, take it on board and go with it. And if not, you just feel free to say, no, I've had readings before. People have given me advice, and I said, no, I'm going to live my life the way I want it. Hell yeah. You do that. And we just have little pointers. It's like listening to your old grandfather or grandmother who may give you advice. And did you listen to every word they tell you, or your mum and dad tell you? I'll be amazed if you did. It's opinion, and it's the highest opinion, but it's not the voice that's going to give you the ultimate truth. And that's why I'm saying I can't do that. No, no one can. We can get close to it. We can guide you in that direction and point you in the right direction. But that true answer comes elsewhere. Let's keep building towards that. And this is the last line, isn't it? Unless you listen. So you need to find a way to listen to that ultimate voice. And it is more simple than you would think. You would think that you have to go and tune in doing meditations and God knows what else to find out this mysterious answer. Are you going to talk to God? Or are you going to talk to your creator? Or whatever you believe in? In a way, yeah, you are. And it's this easy. Take one hand, put it there. Take your other hand, put it there. Close your eyes and ask the question. And you should, with a bit of luck, drop into what we call the heart space. You're dropping away from here. And this does not lie to you. This does not lie to you. This will tell you your ultimate truth. For every question, it will give you a pointer in the right way. And it can often be, and the answer, I'll tell you when you are doing it right, the answer will come like that. If you're there and thinking about it, and say, for example, should I wear a blue shirt or a white shirt for the next video? And I drop in and I'm going, and I'm thinking too much? No. It's almost got to be like this. Why? The answer will come straight away. So you can ask those questions or whatever you like. Now, I'll be honest with you. There are times when I drop in it doesn't come straight away. So I have to work on it. And we all have to work on this. As we keep working on it, it becomes easier and easier. And the answers will come. And those who kind of like go into that space will find it's just a simple, natural process. But of course, we've been told to listen to that because that's the logic, that's the common sense we think lives up there. It definitely does give us opinions, and it's a highly useful, effective tool. But this is more powerful. Of course, we all need our organs to live, but this is the one that sets the rhythm. That sets the pace, sets the rhythm of our breath. It sets the rhythm of our brain. It feeds the brain, doesn't it? Feeds the brain with life. If this stops, the brain stops. you know. But if the brain stops, the heart will probably still carry on beating for a little while longer until everything ceases up, of course, because you hear people obviously it's not nice, but you hear that the brain has stopped. They call it brain dead, but the body's still working. How does the body still work? Because that's still working. But when that stops, everything stops. So if we can drop into that heart space, it truly is a wonder. Now I know men especially, what do we do with the heart? We say, well, it just beats, don't it, mate? It don't do anything except keeps us alive. And that is a little bit of a misconception because us blokes, we lock all that stuff in there, don't we? We lock all that stuff, we've got man up and all this kind of rubbish. And all those emotions get stored there, they get held in there. And that's why it's important. And so this is a little bonus for us all, really. As we continue our own little journey, we work to release all those old stuck energies. Work with that energy. You can do that in many, many ways. Look on YouTube. There are zillions of meditations on there. I'm sure if you look at Heal the Heart Space, you can go to somebody like myself, wherever you're local to you, find yourself a little Reiki healer or whatever healing comes to mind. Or you can find a way, a counsellor or something like that, but find a way of releasing that. Whatever you do, guys, don't keep locking it in there. And some ladies as well, will just put it away there and say, like, I'm all right. Bloke, it's just one of them things. But you carry on because that is the road to heart disease if we don't treat it. And we are incredibly more powerful than you think. And again, don't believe me? Ask yourself the question. Put your hand on your heart, see what answer you get. And I don't know, maybe people do that already. Maybe you do. Comment in the below and give me your wisdom because I love to listen to your wisdom. It's not just Gaza spouting off here, there, and everywhere. You're all very much part of this journey, especially my subscribers. You're part of the tribe, my family, so to speak, on YouTube. I'd love to hear your views. You are part of this community, very much sort of like treasured, and I thank each and every one of you. And now I've got to this stage because I'm not going to say this at the start of the video. I'd give my gratitude at the end for all those who have subscribed and watched some of my videos. I was astonished. I've won over 1,000 views. I was like, wow. So this is my chance to say thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. I'm on a long road to get to that magic 500 and monetization and all that. I'm way off there. I know that. But you guys make it me happy that you're here listening, and I just want to say thank you, and I bow and salute you. And on that note, so yeah, you can still listen to those gurus because they do know what they're talking about. Seriously, some of them are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The Eckhart Tolles of this world, carry on listening to them guys because they will give you the best advice. And guys like Mooji, I can listen to him forever. because they talk common sense and they come from a good place. So by all means, listen to them. But remember, the ultimate truth, the one who tells you the truth, is you. You're the one who won't lie to yourself. That especially is where you tune into. Tune into the heart space and ask your questions. Let me know how you get on. And thank you so much. Anyway, I'll stop waffling now. Enjoy your week or weekend, wherever. And whenever you see this, catch you soon. Caves are going out. Bye bye.